check, check. Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Apple, banana. Apple, banana. Apple, banana. Red, green. Red, green, red, green, red, green. Red, green. Red, green, red, green, red, green, red, green, red, green. Red, green, red, green, red, green, red, green, green, red, green. Mic check, 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 check. Welcome into Colorado Buffaloes hockey here at CU Boulder. We've got a matchup today between the Buffs and the UNLV Rebels. It's 8 versus 12 WCHL matchup. We love it here in Boulder. Colorado coming off a tough stretch of games, but they've got one last game before the break starts, so let's see how they do tonight. We caught up with head coach Eric Ballard before the game, and here's what he had to say.
Trying to.
Check, check, check. Check, check, check. Check, check, check. Check. Jake Shapiro, Joey Shapiro here for the Buff Sports Live pregame show. Colorado facing off against UNLV tonight. Coach, last game before a long break, some good hockey being played from you guys. Maybe not the weekend you wanted last time out. What are you looking for tonight for your team?
Well, I think the number one thing we're going to concentrate on tonight is playing our game. I mean, that's extremely important. We emphasized that in the pregame speech today is, we've got to dictate the pace for 60 minutes. We're a puck possession team, and when we don't have possession, we get, a little rattled and we run around. So tonight we're going to concentrate on controlling the play, dictating the pace for 60 minutes. And even though the UCO series was a tough one, we learned a lot about, secondary effort and, just being ready and prepared for 60 minutes against good teams. So I have a good feeling about tonight against UNLV for sure.
Just talk about Champine's play and what he's meant to the team.
There's no question Colin has been a rock for us between the pipes this year, and he's always turned in a good card the 3 years I've been here. But his game this year has excelled us to, that's why we're 16-4. There's no question Colin has made a big contribution between the pipes, and we're very excited for the season he's had. And you have to build a hockey team from the pipes out. So if that's how we're going to portray the rest of the year, we got a pretty good shot at doing some good things.
UNLV comes in at 12th. They seem like a pretty good hockey team this year, maybe better than they have been in years past. What have you seen from them on the film that you've been watching a little bit?
Well, we squared off against them opening this year, and we went 1-1 with them, and it was kind of an exhibition series. But UNLV's beat some good teams. They beat Minot in regulation a few weeks ago. They got their big D man, number 2, NCAA Division I transfer from Vermont. They're going to be probably not as skilled as we are, but they're going to work hard. They're going to be very disciplined, very structured. We're going to push really hard to make sure that they kind of fall out of line in certain areas. But I think that, man for man, body for body, we match up. We match up a lot stronger than the UNLV brings to the ice.
We've talked about this a little bit, but no Hefter, no Nitchin. You've been playing without Nitchin for a while now. Injuries a little bit, obviously, at this point in the season starting to take its toll, but you guys have that spectacular depth, don't you?
Yes, we do. That's the one thing that we've talked about before, Jake, is having 10, 11D that we can put in the lineup every night is a blessing. And up front, losing Nitch was a big hole for us as far as offensively. But we've had a lot of guys step up and lead the charge. So there's no question our depth has been one of our strongest points, and not only just offensively and defensively, even goaltending. Freshman Jake Cerullo's done a good job. Transfer UNC Grant Payne's done a good job. There's no question that the depth has been a big key to our success this year, and it's going to continue to help us when we run for nationals.
Well, you heard it from Eric Ballard. Colorado Buffaloes hockey is coming up next. About set to go here on Buff Sports Live. Jake Shapiro joined by Joey Shapiro and Ben Wells on the broadcast tonight. Colin Champagne back in his best spot. That's the net for the Colorado Buffaloes. Starting out for CU right now, looks like Joseph Kinsella, Luke Carter, George Gruber. We've got number 10, Trace Javelin, and number 24, Matt Adams. Eric Ballard, you heard him pregame, Colorado talking about that depth. They've been missing John Nitchin, as I talked about. No Matt Hefter. He has an ankle injury and is going to be down for some time here for the next little bit. But we're about to get the national anthem. Then I promise you, puck drop is coming up next, so stick with us. Jake Shapiro, Joey Shapiro, Ben Wells here for Colorado Buffaloes hockey. Chase Howell in attendance, but not on the broadcast for all you Chase Howell fans out there. James Margolis behind the camera, of course. We've got engineer Mitch Sanchez that runs the show. We've also got our friend Stewie, who, as Joey said, is the biggest five-hole that he's ever played with, running stats for us. Good young goaltender out of Colorado, Stewie right there. But yeah, on a more serious note, we got the Colorado Buffaloes. They've been struggling the last little bit here. University of Central Oklahoma came into CU 2 weeks ago and kind of put the butt whooping down on the Buffaloes, and they are out for revenge. They dropped all the way down to 8th in the standings, and after a tough loss against Colorado State as well a few weeks earlier, it's a tough time for Colorado, and they really do need a good performance here before their long break of play. Face-off won and kicked back around the end boards behind Champagne's net to start this game on Buff Sports Live. Near side, Trace Javelin with the puck on the near side ball. He'll kick it up to Luke Carter, and Carter has his puck come back to Adams. He'll throw it across the line, in on goal, and saved with the glove by the netminder. Joey, you talked about Colin Champagne. He's in net today for the Colorado Buffaloes.
Yeah, Colin Champagne is a huge key for the Buffaloes here tonight. He's brought really stable and solid goaltending here for the Colorado Buffaloes.
Mike McDaniel just made that save for UNLV. He's in goal for the Rebels. 165, 511. He's played 4 games this year with a 2-1 record to the tune of a 921 save and a 286 goals against. And this puck goes wide of McDonald. Joe, do you think they're the running Rebels or the skating Rebels? Because in basketball, they're the UNLV running Rebels. I don't know if they're the skating Rebels as they take this across the blue line and throw it high in the zone. Played by Colorado's number 4, Brett Robinson. First shot on goal. Champagne kicks it aside, and it comes into the corner. Bradford behind his own net. I'm sorry, that was Kardash. Eric Kardash behind his own net. Kicks it up to George Gruber, center for Colorado. Also, here's the C4 captain. Works 2 ways. Right wing side. Spinning with the puck is number 8, Kopitsky. He puts it back to the line for 26. Toronto, and that shot goes wide. Picked up on the right wing side. Carter puts it up center, and Gruber will dump it in deep as Colorado will go off for a change. very early on here. The normal first line for Colorado out there now, Matt Anders, Jarman, and Bauer. It's their scoring line as this puck goes the length of the ice. No icing here. Pippen Weisbach trying to play this puck. Hold in there as well for Colorado. Puts a man down across the wall. Clean play there. Now on the half wall and spinning with it is number 20, Bagrier. Out front, shot goes wide. Hull checks out his man, and the puck spits out towards the blue line, and Bauer clears it. This one will go icing. Yes, it will. Jarman couldn't chase it.
It's been a real solid first 100 seconds for UNLV. They've put a lot of pressure on the Buffs, forced a couple turnovers, and gotten some shots on them. The Buffs do not look comfortable here so far.
And something the Buffs love to do is those long stretch passes from their defensemen, and so far they've been unable to do that.
Yeah, we've seen this a lot with Colorado. It takes a little while for their game to open up. They're a notoriously slow-starting team, and that's something they've tried to work on, but it really hasn't shown up consistently in their game. Hull dumps this puck deep. Bauer chases for Colorado. McDaniel comes out and freezes this puck with the glove. Played it off like a wall ball across the wall there. 17:54 left in the first period. Scoreless game.
UNLV tying up a lot of bodies here so far early in this game. They're bringing a lot of physicality.
Yeah, there were two big hits on that shift, one on Jarman and one on Hull. Real physical start for UNLV, and if they can keep that up, it's bound to make the Buffs a little bit more uncomfortable.
Left wing side for UNLV. Puck spits free to a Colorado player. That's Kinsella up ice and stolen away by number 25 for the running Rebels, Basil Asef. Lawson behind his own net. Now on the near side, picked up by 34 for the Rebels. That's Pearson. And this puck, I believe, is whistled down due to a hand pass. Well, boys, must be hard for these guys to find good ice in Las Vegas. Of course, now a new team out there, the Golden Knights, but not much of a hockey culture out there in Vegas. And if there is, it's very hot. Melts a lot of ice. Of course, they've even played an outdoor NHL game in Las Vegas. The New York Rangers and Los Angeles Kings, I believe, had an exhibition there.
The first outdoor NHL game, I believe.
Yes.
I think it was.
Yeah. And there's a reason why they didn't have another one for about 20 years. Maybe putting hockey in 90-degree heat isn't the best idea ever. Puck one to the end boards. Kardash spins with it. Reed Gregory picks it up for Colorado. Up top to Cagnoni. Pass on to O'Brien across the left wing side. Strong move towards the net. Backhander kicked aside by McDaniel with the shoulder. Reed Gregory picks up this puck again. Cagnoni can't pick up this puck. O'Brien finally on it for Colorado again on the backhand towards the front of the net. He'll skate it behind towards out front. Nobody home on the doorstep for Colorado. Picked up by Kardash on the blue line. Spits out to Pippen Weisbach. Kardash plays catch, gives it off to O'Brien. He clears the zone as Cagnoni chases. Weisbach, near side, back to Hull. And Hull spits it to Sullivan. Chasing is Sullivan. He's got a lot of wheels. Sullivan on the backhand, plays it to Doyle, fourth line for Colorado, goes to work. Sullivan out to Weisbach at the point. Cross to Hull. Rister tipped out front, goes off the side of the cage. And Pippen Weisbach stops it at the blue line, holding it in. Doyle on a board battle now. Down low to Bradford. And kicked around the board. Sullivan chases this puck. It looks like UNLV may get a clear hole with a strong clear at the hold at the line rather, and UNLV will backhand it off the glass. Back the other way, bad turnover, right wing side. UNLV tries to get too fancy with it, and Colorado intercepts that pass. That's a spot where UNLV should just put a backhander on the net, Joe.
Yeah, never a bad play to get the puck to the net. Especially on Champaign, you're going to make him want to see a lot of rubber in this game.
Doyle at the end of this shift clears it in. Weisbach chasing from his D position. Bradford behind the net now towards the front, and McDaniel will freeze again.
One thing I've noticed about Colorado's play so far is they're usually not a particularly physical team. That's not to say they shy away from taking the body, but this game, UNLV's come out swinging with their body checks, and Colorado's definitely tried to match that by taking the body a little bit more than usual.
And something that maybe we saw against CSU is they got really frustrated with the physical play, and they took a lot of penalties, a lot of retaliation penalties.
Behind the net, Trace Jablin chasing. Comes out front, Luke Carter, the A for Colorado. And Adams gloves down this puck, skates with it across the blue line, and his pass is to nowhere, and that's a giveaway, but back the other way. UNLV will ice the puck. All black UNLV with the red accents, red jersey numbers. Colorado all white with the black shoulders and the black pants, as well as the black stripes on their uniforms. Buffs haven't worn the silver this year. They've gone black and white. Classic look for Eric Ballard. UNLV comes into this one at 12-5-0-0, and Colorado 16-4-0-1. You heard Eric Ballard talk about it earlier, but these two teams split their games earlier in this season, so this is the rubber match. Puck stolen away. Trace Javelin trying to make a move. Puck thwarted from him, and the puck comes free to Kinsella. Now Carter, and down low to Kinsella. On the backhand in the corner, plays it deep to Carter, and now chasing his Javelin again. He kind of gets hooked there by the goaltender. No call. And out to the point, Robinson across to Kinsella. Down low, Carter, and that puck just goes wide. And Kinsella back at the point, wrists one towards the net, and a loose stick there for UNLV forward. Down low, another lost stick, this time for Carter, as the Rebels jump on this puck finally. Big hit there by George Gruber. Jarman chasing. UNLV finally will get it out of their own zone. Big defenseman number 2, Jake Kirkley, the C for UNLV, clears the puck. Jarman lays a puck into the center ice. It's taken away by UNLV. Bauer can't hop up and grab this puck, so back the other way. Here comes Kaputski. Right wing side, shot saved by Champagne with the pad. Bauer, oh man, if he would have controlled that puck, he had clear ice in front of him. All he had left to beat was McDaniel. Just couldn't get that puck to settle down.
There was a bit of sloppiness there from Bauer that we've seen consistent with both teams, is that they continue to not even give it up, but give it away. They just make bad passes right to the other team. Both teams have been guilty of doing it. It's not just one. If I'm either coach, I'm not happy with their team's performance. It's been giveaway after giveaway for both sides so far.
Colorado had one nice pass there on that last cycle. They found the weak side guy, Kinsella, that got lost in coverage. Tried to throw it back in the middle for a one-timer. Couldn't get a lot on it.
Bauer takes this puck in the offensive zone. 13:35 left in the first period. Up the left wing side, Cody Williams loses this puck and grabbed by Kinsella. Near side wing, puck will squirt out into the neutral zone. Retrieved there by 28 for the Rebels. That's Polonsky. Skating with it on his backhand, still controls up to neutral ice. Weisbeck with a cross the width of the ice to Bauer, who clears. Jarman chasing now, as well as Anders. In the corner, now played out to Weisbeck. He stops with it, plays into the corner for Jarman. Out front, Anders couldn't get his stick down. Always keep your stick on the ice. One of the first things I was taught in hockey, and Anders was caught with his stick up. That would have been an opportunity for Colorado there. Weisbeck across the blue line with speed. Across the dot, trying to find O'Brien. Cagnoni with a shot towards the net, blocked out in front. Hull wrists one. Bouncer on the changeup and saved by McDaniel. Tough opportunity there, but this has been Colorado's best line through the first few shifts.
On Colorado's couple rushes that they've had, the guy with the puck making the rush coming down the weak side, he's looking to make a pass into the middle of the ice that oftentimes it's covered. If he looks to shoot low pad, maybe a rebound will bounce out and they can try to put it in the back of the net.
Face-off comes out to Reed Gregory, stolen away and played off the wall. They've got a 2-on-1 back the other way. Rebels skating with it down the right wing side. Saved by Champagne. Puck squirts behind the net. On it now is Cameron Fink.
And it's a great play by Fink to create that 2-on-1 with the pass off the glass.
And Fink loses this puck. Reed Gregory, fellow number 11, plays it up to O'Brien. With speed down the left wing side, he'll pull up on the dot. Leaves it for Cagnoni towards the front of the net. McDaniel will cover this one up again. A lot of pucks being attracted towards him. Not a lot of good shots for Colorado yet, though.
Yeah, it's been a great job by UNLV to keep Colorado's chances to the outside and at the point. There's not a lot of high-quality shots coming at McDaniel right now.
12-12. Cagnoni on the backhand. wins this towards the wall, taken away by UNLV again on the defensive zone draw. They leave it on the blue line, and O'Brien with speed back the other way. Across the red, across the blue, on the forehand. He'll take it backhand, wide side, towards the front of the net, and just high. What a pretty play by O'Brien. 2-on-1 developing. O'Brien's first on the back check. He'll break this up, and the shot is saved by Champagne. Rather easy save there for Champagne for what was developing to be a possible 3-on-1.
A really good play by O'Brien. He made a really nice toe drag that created space for him down in the offensive zone and did an even better job putting on his wheels and getting back on defense to make sure UNLV couldn't get a good opportunity off.
Coach's dream of a play right there by O'Brien.
Marion Hossa-like.
He'll take that comparison, I'm sure. That's not earned lightly with Joey Shapiro. Right wing side. Now to the left, Reed Gregory. Line change in the middle here for Colorado off the icing, and McDaniel freezes his puck again. I'm getting cold, there's been so many freezes. You know, they keep stats of everything like wins, losses, goals against, save percentage, but there is no stat for cover-ups on the stat sheet, so I can't tell you if this is normal or not normal for this goaltender. Resident goaltender expert Stewie says this is a good job here by the goaltender. He's scared of rebounds. Nobody's scared of rebounds like Stewie. Stewie likes him. This play is stopped again. 11:25 left in the first period. Scoreless game.
A very neutral game so far. A couple rushes on both sides, but not a whole lot of happening. Not a whole lot of cycling for either of these two teams.
Behind the net, McDaniel comes out and plays this. Sullivan lays the body on. Puck squirts free into the corner. Bradford up top to the point. Doyle, the forward out there. He'll risk this one wide of the net, but it's blocked out there looking for the backdoor play. Colorado really likes that backdoor play. And once again, the third and fourth lines for Colorado generating probably all the offense here through 9 minutes of play. Bradford loses this. Puck squirts free. High dot. Saved by Champagne with the glove and kicked back off the high glass. That was a tough save off a bad turnover with some traffic out in front. And right again through the center of the crease and kicks out into the neutral zone. Left wing side played by Hull. Sullivan chasing this on the forecheck. Nice hit there by the smaller forward for Colorado. Jablin out in front. Quick play. Saved by McDaniel. George Gruber had a play in tight, but couldn't lift that puck as high as he wanted.
A beautiful forecheck there from Colorado. Jablin was able to get the puck and win it down low. The battle, he was looking out front. Unfortunately, wasn't able to find the back of the net on that one.
It's good composure by McDaniel not to go too far and react too much with the play. He stayed with the puck, stayed in the middle of the net, was able to make a great save.
Another offensive zone draw for Colorado, stolen away by UNLV, and back check is solid there as Ben Hull puts it back the other way on the backhand. McDaniel plays it out of his net, near side boards and towards the logo at center ice. Loose puck bouncing. Who comes away with it? Offsides Colorado. They'll have to tag up. Lots of short shifts for the Buffs. They normally have minute 30, 2-minute shifts. Tonight they've been down to about 40 seconds here early. Trace Jablin with a strong hit to knock his man off the puck. Over the blue line, leaves it for Gruber in the high slot. Good back check there by UNLV, and the puck comes free and out of play.
Jake, you mentioned the third and fourth lines here for Colorado generating some offense. To no surprise for me, they bring a lot of physicality. They play a different game than the first two lines. And you also mentioned the quick shifts. That's no surprise either in a physical game like this. Those hits will take a toll on you. You want to get off the ice quick and make a lot of changes.
Offensive zone draw to the glove side of McDaniel. One to the boards by Colorado and stolen away again by UNLV. Left wing side, a shot and saved by Champagne into the torso. A lot of one and dones for UNLV.
Yeah, Colorado's been doing a good job of trying to find the open guy in the coverage. They've been tying up all the UNLV players. They haven't really been able to generate a whole lot here 11 minutes into the period.
Behind the net, Kinsella setting up. Big time forecheck here for UNLV, and puck comes free into the neutral zone. They force Colorado to have to chase. Bauer loses this puck. Jarman now for Colorado, but he can't win it either, and taken up the right wing side by UNLV. Tipped up into the neutral zone. Adams plays with the glove, trying to find his D partner. Dangerous pass. Anders recovers, and a collision there behind the play. Bauer across the blue line, backhand towards the center of the ice. Didn't have the communication working with Thomas Jarman, and it ends up in the neutral zone. Across the blue line, over the left wing side, now on the right wing. Good back check there by Jarman. Puck squirts free. Anders on it for the Buffs, and with 8:41 left in the first period, Jake Bauer's up ice. Across the blue line, leaving it for Anders. High slot shot, rebound, goal! Colorado goal. Thomas Jarman puts in a loose puck past McDaniel, and they're on the board 1-0 with 8:34 left in the first period.
That all started from a beautiful saucer pass by Bauer. He was able to sauce it over the UNLV sticks, get it to the front of the net, and they were able to poke that one in the back of the net.
And how many times have we seen Jake Bauer make a great pass coming up ice that leads to a goal? That seems like every time Colorado scores a goal going end to end, Jake Bauer's the one who makes a great pass through the neutral zone.
Yeah, last year Bauer was one of the Buffs' bigger goal scorers. This year he's a big playmaker, and it's Jarman who stepped up with his team-leading 17th goal of the season.
Yeah, Bauer threw that to the high slot where Anders controlled it for Colorado. His shot off the pad, it rebounded right to Jarman, and he put it up over the glove side of the goalie McDaniel, who was down. Colorado with the puck again. Reed Gregory, the long shot, saved by McDaniel. He'll cover up this time. But that was solid for Colorado, and that's exactly what they could do here to get something going here, because this has been a neutral game back and forth, and now all of a sudden you got one next to your name with 8 minutes left in the first period.
Yeah, a big goal in a neutral game. When you get a goal like that, it oftentimes brings a lot of momentum to the rest of your team. So we'll look for a little push from them here with 8 minutes left in the first period.
Yeah, if I'm Colorado, what I've learned from that goal is get the rebounds. You can see McDaniel is pretty big on covering the puck up, not allowing any rebounds. Then when he does give one up, it results in a goal. So if I'm Colorado, I'm definitely looking for more rebounds after that goal.
Puck squirts out to the blue line. Buffs rim it around the boards. Robinson can't get it. Reed Gregory will. Dangerous pass through the center of the ice, but Kardash there for Colorado. Stretch pass to Cagnani, broken up. Right wing side, O'Brien behind the net. Thought about a wraparound. Instead, plays it to number 37, Cagnoni. And across the blue line, 3-on-2. Back check by Doyle breaks up this play. O'Brien again with speed for Colorado. He's all over the ice tonight. Both teams making changes. Picked up by Colorado. Sullivan behind the net on the forehand. Leaves it to the point for Weisbeck. He'll dazzle on the blue line and gives it to the right wing side for Hull, and he shoots it from the point. Buffs didn't realize it there till late, neither did UNLV, that they actually had a 5-on-4 due to a bad change.
UNLV forwards, the wingers that are supposed to be tying up the defensemen, they're collapsing down low, trying to not create a whole lot of space in the slot area. If you're Colorado, you got to try to capitalize on that and use your point that has a lot of space. Try to get some tips and some rebounds like you were talking about.
Hull picks this puck up in the neutral zone. He'll dump it in. Bradford and Doyle chase. Comes out to Sullivan. Quick wrister. Saved by McDaniel. Rebound saved. Rebound saved again. 3 opportunities by the Buffaloes really quickly there with McDaniel out of position, still trying to regain his crease. Bradford, Weisbeck, Doyle. Weisbeck once more. Trying to jump out in front into the slot and broken up there by the Rebels defense. We'll see if the Empire can strike back. Anybody? No? Okay. Behind the net, right wing side. 6:03 left in the first period. And icing. Or not.
Wow.
Because Champagne put up his stick, I guess? I don't know. Big hit there. That's going to be a penalty on George Gruber, and UNLV is going to go to the power play for an interference call.
Going back to that last turnover by UNLV's goalie McDaniel, he threw it up the boards. Hull was able to, he realized that the goalie was trying to make a pass, and he was behind the net still, took a quick shot on goal, and because of that, they got 2 more rebounds on that, and surprised they didn't get a goal. And then on that penalty for Colorado, not the smartest penalty. It seemed like Colorado was going to win that battle and get the puck anyway. So we're going to go to the kill here for 2 minutes.
This is a good opportunity for UNLV, not just to tie it up, but even if they don't score, to get some momentum back, because it's been mostly Colorado since they got that opening goal. So now this is the Rebels' best opportunity that they've had is to get back in the game since the goal.
5-on-4, UNLV on the year. Their power play has been at 8.4%, while Colorado's PK at 88.4%. UNLV just not where they should be on the power play, at least not where their coach wants them to be. Across the left wing side, and stopped with the shin pads there by Adams and quickly cleared. And you understand why their power play might not be good just watching 15 minutes of hockey here, because it's a lot of one-and-done chances. They generate from the rush. We haven't seen any sustained cycling from the Rebels yet.
And maybe a little bit more space might change that for them, but so far to no avail.
Curley, the transfer from Vermont, loses this puck, comes back, and Curley jumps on it again across the blue line. He'll stop with it, plays it towards the middle of the ice, and tipped away, goes wide of the net towards the front, and clear easily by Colorado.
Great job by Colorado. They made it really hard for UNLV to enter the zone at all on that last rush opportunity.
Robinson clears again. Bradford up ice on the shorthanded opportunity. Backhand saved by McDaniel. He was going the right way, but still, or wrong way, but he still stuck his pad out there with the paddle and found a way to make that stop.
Yeah, you could tell Bradford was gassed on that chance. He tried to summon up enough energy, went straight to the bench when he came back.
Bauer, near side on the PK for Colorado, trying to kill some time. Puts it through the center of the ice for Kardash, laid back to Bauer. They're playing catch with it, just toying with the Rebels right now. Weisbeck will clear the zone, and 25 seconds remain on the PK for the Buffaloes. 4:05 left in the first period.
Smart play by Bauer. They would pass it back to the defense instead of trying to force an offensive chance, killed more time.
Backhand goes wide of the net. And down low, out towards the front. Shot goes off the back of the cage. And Bauer picks up this puck, avoids a big hit. 5-on-5 hockey now as Jarman steps out of the, Gruber steps out of the box, but Jarman steps onto the ice. Bauer up ice for Colorado, 3-on-1, developing 3-on-2, back to the point. Slap shot goes wide, and Jarman was looking for his second goal of the afternoon. Jarman lays this puck to the corner. Bauer on it for the Buffs. Behind the net, Jarman chasing, big hit there. Comes out to the half wall. Anders leaves this puck for Weisbeck on the blue line. Down low below the dot, Jarman put it behind the net for Bauer. On the backhand, he leaves it in the corner for Jarman. Good cycle for Colorado. Near side now is Weisbeck. His pass intercepted, and it comes out to Anders. Weisbeck again. He'll lay this down low for Jarman to chase. Shakes off a checker, lays it out in front. Shot by Bauer, deflected, never got to the net. And coincidentally, somehow the puck, or the net comes off its moorings. I wonder how that happened.
I want to go back to that last odd man opportunity for the Colorado Buffaloes. It all started with Anders down in the defensive zone. The puck was loose and he tipped it up to Bauer, who he saw was already going up the ice and had speed. Bauer started skating up the ice. They had a 2-on-1 with Jarman trailing. They were able to give it back to Jarman, and he had a grade A scoring opportunity. It doesn't get much more grade A than that. Buffaloes have 16 shots compared to UNLV just has 6 shots on goal. So So a big difference in that, and not surprising, UNLV, like Jake has mentioned a couple times, a lot of one-and-done opportunities for them. And on the power play, they didn't really even get much going. If anything, it was still a neutral game. They had one opportunity. They couldn't capitalize on it.
Offensive zone draw. Colorado on the puck. Reed Gregory can't control it. Comes out to the near side. And now down in the corner, O'Brien chasing this puck to the far corner. Cagnoni, puck hoisted to the center ice. Adams dribbles this puck on to Reed Gregory, and it bounces forward. UNLV back the other way, broken up by Kinsella. And Adams loses this puck. Quick play for UNLV. Great job by Joseph Kinsella to dive and break it up. And back the other way is O'Brien with speed. Right wing side. Forehand, backhand. Just didn't finish that move. McDonald got a paddle on it. He lost his goal stick and will be unable to freeze it. Puck still loose behind the net. Picked up by the Rebels. And Colorado's
great play by
cast.
Kinsella. Not only stopped a potential 3-on-1 down low, but also set up a mini breakaway for O'Brien.
Left wing, loose puck, broken up by number 4 of the Buffaloes, Brett Robinson. And Bradford over the blue line. Put this puck in behind the net. McDaniel comes out to play this puck. Sullivan knocks it down, but Rebels come away with it. Into the neutral zone, Hetzel plays this puck up. And Hetzel chases. Robinson there for Colorado. Hetzel will come away with this backhand towards the front of the net and back in. Right behind Champagne. The backhander from behind tipped out in front, and Champagne never saw that. That whole play was set up by number 6, Connor Hetzel.
It's probably the first shot from the slot that UNLV's had all game. They've otherwise all been kept to the outside. But it's all about opportunism, and they were very opportunistic there in getting a goal in their first really good opportunity of the game.
Yeah, just kind of found a guy out in front of Champagne in loose coverage. The second line for UNLV, they were able to just find a guy that got lost in coverage and put it past Champagne. So in a neutral game like this, a few bounces can make the difference in the game. And something these two teams are going to need to be really careful about for the remainder of this game is turning the puck over at the blue lines and in their own defensive zones. Because there's not much cycling going on, a turnover can cost you the entire game in this kind of neutral game that's going back and forth.
48.1 left in the first, 1-1. Weisbeck plays it along to Hull. He'll risk this one towards the center of the ice, and it comes out into the neutral zone. Weisbeck into his own zone, plays this back out to center ice. And over the blue line, left wing side. Javelin takes a big hit, up to Carter. Down low behind the net, McDaniel plays this one. Javelin again on the puck. Carter can't control it. Plays it on now to number 10, Trace Javelin. George Gruber down there. A lot of hitting back and forth, physical game. And this puck, icing if called, it won't be. That'll end the period. 1-1 after one period of play here in Boulder, Colorado. We'll be back for the second period of action after a quick timeout.
End of one period. Colorado Buffaloes 1.
Back on Buff Sports Live for the second period of Colorado Buffaloes hockey. They're playing against the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. That's what UNLV stands for. The Rebels with a brand new ice rink. They've got their home to the practice facility of the Golden Knights. And
CU played their first game, their inaugural game.
Yeah, so that was pretty
Arena.
cool. I don't know whether CU won or lost that one, but I know they split that series, and those are all of the things I know. But right now I do know that it's 1-1 after one period of play here at CU Boulder, which is also a pretty brand new ice arena. The Avalanche do not practice here because the Avalanche have a worse rink that they practice on. But either way, pretty neutral game through one.
Stewie, what were your takeaways from the first period?
I think some of the big takeaways from the first period is to see that CU's defense is doing a really, really great job of pushing UNLV out to the sides in their zone, and they're putting a lot of pressure on their goalie right now.
Well said, Stu.
Face-off won by Colorado. That's Javelin up ice. Luke Carter chases this, grabs the puck. Very wet ice surface here. Passing might be tough for a few minutes. Kinsella at the blue line lays it in. Gruber on this puck. Gruber towards the center of the ice, and puck goes wide of the cage. Javelin takes a spill. And Adams plays the puck up. Gruber on it. Across the blue line. Backhand pass to Kinsella in the middle to Javelin. Tries to jam this one towards the front of the net. And didn't get there. Kinsella now at the blue line. Skating with it on the backhand. Down the right wing side towards the front of the net. And McDaniel makes an easy save, if it was even a save there.
It's almost a miscommunication there between number 8 of UNLV and McDaniel. Could have bounced in off one of them.
Behind their own net, UNLV starts a breakout. And in the corner, now Jarman on the half wall. Anders as well. And now Kardash retreats. Trying to find Bauer up ice, does. Loves that blind backhand pass. Doesn't cost him as much as you think it would. There it results in a turnover. Major forecheck here for UNLV. They've been running this a lot of the game. Colorado's had trouble in the breakout here, no problem. Anders across the red, now across the blue. Lays this puck off the boards to himself. Towards the front of the net, Anders on the wraparound attempt, never got there, and he crashes hard into the boards. Lucky he didn't get hurt there. Slipped on a wet patch, it looked like. And Anders right back up on the puck. Jarman with Bauer crashing towards the front of the net, takes it himself, and now the puck comes back the other way. UNLV skating with it. That sucks. And Bauer, breakaway, right wing side. Bauer in all alone and shot wide.
You saw a hole up there above the glove of McDaniel. Good attempt, but just a little too high.
And back the other way, and it looks like a penalty against Colorado.
That was number 12, Sachs for UNLV. He was able to make a nice rush up the ice, and it looked like he drew a hooking penalty.
That's exactly what it was, Joe. Got their sticks in there on the arms.
A really good opportunity here for UNLV to try to get a cycle going, some sustained pressure on this Colorado penalty kill. Been able to hold them so far really well tonight. Tying up guys, getting in passing lanes, and really making it hard on UNLV.
Puck played to the half wall. UNLV's second power play of the evening. Down low, up top, and squirts free into the corner. UNLV at the blue line, shot blocked there by George Gruber. They wrestle for the puck, and it's won there by Carter, and comes back into the neutral ice. Buffs clear the length.
Just goes to show how quickly the game of hockey can change. Jake Bauer had a breakaway, and then next thing you know, he's taking a hooking penalty in his own zone.
Left wing side, dumped around. Champagne comes out to play this puck. Squirts free, and UNLV will have to reset. Carey on the puck, Plays it to himself. Hull breaks that pass up. 1:07 left on the power play. Hull hoisted on the backhand towards the blue line, jumped up and grabbed by a UNLV defender. To the near side, number 11, Finks. Down low, and a shot towards Champagne. Never got there. Jam play, that one did. Champagne stays strong on the post, and now out to the blue line. Loose stick for Colorado. 5-on-3 for a second here. Shot saved by Champagne. Rimmed around the boards by Hull. Out to the blue line, played by Tortino. And a delayed penalty. This one looks like it's going to go against Colorado. 33 seconds left on the power play right now. And Hull touches this puck. So 29 seconds of 5-on-3 time. 1-1, 15:49 left in the second period.
It's great hockey by UNLV. They got a lot of good chances there, and minus that one play at the blue line that handcuffed the defender, they were able to keep it in with sustained pressure for a long time. Strong power play, and they're being rewarded for it here with 5-on-3.
Yeah, first minute, Buffs did a great job of keeping them out of the zone, and then after that, UNLV came down strong, was able to create a lot of good passes and some good shots on Champagne.
Another power play, 5-on-3 here. Blue line, shot towards the front of the net, broken up by Adams. 17 seconds left on it. Puck deflected, never got in on Champagne. Back to the half wall. They thought about a shot. They pass across crease, and puck free off the rebound. Saved by Champagne with the glove. Two solid saves by Colin, and that one in the butterfly. He jumped from his knees to jump up and grab it with the glove.
Really good job by Champagne to stay composed from the pass back and forth to the defenseman. He was able to make a great stop.
It was Bassell, Asaf getting the chance there on the rebound there. Great job by Champagne, although Asaf couldn't get the full elevation there on his chance.
Blue line pass, or shot goes up and hits a player in the cage of UNLV. Colorado makes a 5-on-4 as Bauer steps out of the box. Kinsella and Anders fighting for this puck on the half wall. 3 against 2, won by UNLV into the corner. Spinning with it now is Bagrea. Blue line shot, tipped out in front and crossed to the end boards. Bauer plays this one out of the zone. Colorado will get some changes. 14:53 left in the second period as George Gruber breaks up this puck. He's going to have a shorthanded opportunity pushed down, and that will end the power play as a cross check by number 28, Polinsky.
Great job by Gruber. UNLV was making a line change, trying to get some fresh bodies on the ice. He read the pass. He took advantage of it. He came up the ice. He drew a penalty. Number 2, Carely on defense for UNLV. He was trying to get off the ice. He was the last guy back. He was gassed after a long shift, so a really good job by Gruber to take advantage. And now UNLV is 0 for 3 on their power play. So they went from having their best chances of the game to now playing 4-on-4 hockey, and then the Buffs will go to the power play.
4-on-4 for the next 53 seconds. Puck won on the faceoff by UNLV out to center ice down the left wing side. That's Tortino. He loses it. Picked up now by Eric Kardash. He's skating with it. Solid skating defenseman. He crisscrosses with Carter. Down the right wing side now. He pulls up on the high dot. Down low for Carter in the corner. Kardash supporting him. He picks up the puck now. Playing it on the backhand. He'll leave this puck to Robinson. Pinching low, the defenseman. Gives to Carter, tries to make a quick play out in front, loses the puck. 22 seconds on the 4-on-4. Across the blue line, that's Sachs. Shot saved by Champagne. And he makes that look really easy, but I can promise you that glove save like that from about 15 feet out is not the easiest save in the world.
Yeah, solid goaltending on both sides. McDaniel had a really strong first period. The Buffs had a lot of great chances, weren't able to capitalize, and Champagne so far 6 minutes into the second period, UNLV having a couple power plays, having a 2-man advantage, making some really good stops to keep this game tied.
High in his own net, Hull. Buffs will get a power play here in 6 seconds. Hull up ice to Weisbeck, tipped in on goal. McDaniel will try to play this puck to the near side. Loose puck there, and picked up by Bauer. His backhand pass attempt is thwarted, and UNLV gets an easy clear. Bad change here for the Buffalo, some miscommunication to start their power play, and now Hull on it for Colorado again. Leaves it to Kinsella. Trying to get the puck up ice, and finally Anders across the blue line. Into the zone. Anders shot! Goalie doesn't know where it is, but he saved it. And that was a slick play by Matt Anders with a lot of speed coming down the left wing side into the slot.
What's kind of funny about that play is Anders didn't stick handle it too many times, just kind of dodged his way through without touching the puck. Impressive play and a good shot. It almost fooled McDaniel.
He made a great spin move to avoid contact and brought it up the ice and just looked like he beat guys with his wheels.
Power play Colorado. 30 more seconds. Kinsella, blue to blue. Kardash. Down low, Bauer back to Kinsella at the point, trying to set up the 1T. Jarman looking backdoor for Bauer, back out to Kinsella. Bad pass, they'll reset. Bauer and Kinsella switch spots. 10 seconds left to play with. Kinsella down low, his shot goes wide, and Anders on it for Colorado. Back out to Kinsella once more. At the blue, he stick handles, loses the puck on a bad passing attempt, ends up down low on the end wall. Bauer chases. Picked up by Jarman briefly. 2 against 1 on this board battle. Played out to Jarman and sticked aside by number 18 of the UNLV Rebels, Brask. Across the blue line, fake slapper there. And played on the spin by Tortno. Quiet second period even with all the special teams play. 12:08 left in this second frame. Jarman picking up a loose puck. Felt contact coming, gets rid of it, played out to the point, and now behind the net, Champagne makes the stop to freeze it.
Really good penalty kills by both teams in this period. Nobody has scored a power play goal so far in this game. The Buffs are 0 for 1, UNLV 0 for 3. Had some really good chances on both sides. Of course, the Buffs' power play was shortened because of the 4-on-4, but nonetheless, look for some cycling to get going here from one of these two teams. It's been very neutral. It might continue that way. We'll find out.
Slapper from the point goes wide. Picked up by O'Brien. And played right back in to the end wall. 2 players go crashing. Weisbeck picks it up. 3 Rebels behind the net. Quick play out in front. Champagne makes a stop. Loose puck out in front. And they got lucky. Champagne lost his net, and Reed Gregory will take it back the other way. D-to-D pass. O'Brien with his speed. Down low for Colorado. Cagnoni, Weisbeck. And Cagnoni was a little more interested in the player than the puck, which trickled behind him, and it leads to a clear. Hull up ice, tipped by Cagnoni, all the way off into the netting. Joe, you talked about the play being neutral. Why has been the play? So why has been the play been so neutral?
Well, you got UNLV on the forecheck. They've been very aggressive. Colorado is looking to make these stretch passes that aren't necessarily there. UNLV is picking off the pucks there, and they're able to bring it back in the zone. And when Colorado is able to beat the aggressive forecheck from UNLV, it happens to just be 1 or 2 shots, and then the play is done, and it's going back the other way. So a lot of this game has been played in the neutral zone.
Sachs chasing this puck. Into the corner. O'Brien comes down low to play it out to the neutral zone. And Cagnoni is going to erase the ice. Oh, I thought he was going to get there. They say no. That hustle all for naught.
Also, the Buffs' forecheck has been a lot more aggressive than I've seen in the past. They're doing a really good job of playing to the aggressive forecheck of both these teams, trying to create some. Oh, UNLV is getting a penalty here. That's number 12, Sachs. I'm not sure what the call was. I did not see it.
I'm not totally sure either. It was definitely there was a bit of a scuffle down behind Colorado's net. It might have been a holding call. I saw a couple arms up high there.
There's a scuffle down by the blue line on the race for the icing, and it ends up with a player in the box. That's Jake Sachs, and Matt Adams was tangled up in that scrum. So now Colorado goes back to the power play for the second time tonight, and Colorado's first power play was pretty much nothing, but they're 22.9% on the year. UNLV's PK at 90.2. Face-off won by the Buffs. Jarman back out to Kinsella. Shot saved by McDaniel. Bauer on the rebound, plays it back out to Anders. And Kardash with it now, settling it down. Anders on the high dot, down low to Bauer. Below the circle. He'll spin out front and give it to Kinsella. Bauer again, looking to shoot wide. Saved by McDaniel there. That was going to go wide either way. He was looking for the tip. Anders, the trigger man, now down to Kardash. Once more to Anders. Played along to Kinsella. His shot slapped in on McDaniel and saved.
A really dangerous penalty by Sachs in this game. You got a one-to-one game with 10 minutes left in the second period. And as we've been talking about, in a neutral game like this, a power play or two can decide the game. So to take a penalty after the whistle is definitely not the smartest thing to do.
Face-off one back to Kardash. He risked this one towards the front of the net. Jarman there. Rebound. Second attempt was saved. And another attempt goes high of the net. Colorado had some good opportunities there. Bauer down low in the corner. Trying to find Anders. Instead play to Jarman below the net. Rimmed around the wall. Kinsella plays it. Holds the line. Looks backdoor for Anders. Loses this puck. Dives to keep it in. And back the other way now, 2-on-1 developing for UNLV, shorthanded, right wing side, shot saved by Chamberlain, rebound in! UNLV goal by Riley Williams on the shorthanded attempt off the 2-on-1, and UNLV takes a 2-1 lead with 9:36 left in the second period.
The second line again, second goal by Williams in this game. A really good job to catch Colorado, who was really aggressive trying to keep that puck in the zone for the power play. They were able to create a 2-on-1 up the ice, and just a perfect shot on Champagne to create a really good rebound for Williams, and he had the whole net open, and he just tapped it in.
We talk about all the time dangerous areas of the ice to turn it over, your blue line or your opponent's blue line. There, Colorado didn't turn it over at the blue line, but because they were so hell-bent on keeping the puck down low beneath the dots, it was essentially like turning it over on the blue line, and quickly a 2-on-1 developed back the other way. Nice back check from Colorado, but it was too late. They were caught too low there, and UNLV took advantage. And I don't want to say Riley Williams has scored 2 garbage goals because there's no such thing as a garbage goal shorthanded.
No, but both goals right in the crease
exactly.
area. He's going to the net, and that's where the money's earned. He's going to the net, and to beat Champagne, that's what you've got to do. He's a really solid goalie. We've seen him a lot so far this year. Just unfortunate for Colorado to give up a goal there while they're on the power play. And they had this is a great opportunity for them. Still 26 seconds left, and we'll see if they can tie up the score.
Face-off one back by UNLV to the end wall. Colorado takes it away. Adams holding the blue to Hull on the D-to-D pass. Hull likes to shoot. He will towards the front of the net and wristed away on the glove save by McDaniel.
I've really liked this setup from the Colorado power play. They're running an umbrella, and they're trying to get these defensemen open shots, get some one-timers. They're having guys crash the net, try to get some rebounds. You've got a big goalie in there. I'm not sure how tall he is, but he looks pretty big to me. You've got a big goalie like this. You want to try to get in some rebounds. It's a little bit harder to score up top.
Left wing side shot saved by McDaniel again.
And a good job to not let up a rebound on that shot.
Colorado's looking a bit like UNLV did in the first period. A lot of one-and-done chances. McDaniel's not giving up as many rebounds as he did, and they're doing a better job keeping Colorado to the outside.
Yeah, and props to him. I mean, not many times he's let up a big, juicy rebound. Colorado's had their opportunities, but, I mean, props to him. He's had a really good game thus far.
So how about Riley Williams? 2 goals on the evening. Came into to today, only 5 games played with 2 points on the year, 1 goal. Doubled his point total with goals today. Jablin, as they play 5-on-5 now, play towards the front of the net. Saved by McDaniel easily. Kind of ricocheted off of him, if anything. And now on the near side, UNLV with an easy breakout. They've got a 3-on-2 developing. Back the other way. Back door. Forehand backhand. Goal! That one's Elijah Bulgaria. And with 8:26 left in the second period, UNLV takes a 3-1 lead. Again, fooling Colin Champagne because the defense was not back for Colorado.
That was easily the best passing we've seen from either team all game. Quick passes onto the tape, into open space. They got a lot of they spread out their players well. They're able to put it into the space that the players created, tape to tape, quick passes, and it results in a goal.
That was number 11, Fink, who made that great pass. And again, an odd man rush for UNLV that they were able to capitalize, a 3-on-2 there. And the third goal that's been scored right in front of Colin Champagne.
I know this is the Colorado Buffaloes broadcast, but I ask, what is going on with these CU Buffs, and is it time to worry? Over the last stretch of play, we've seen them between UCO and Colorado State. They just have not looked like the team they can be. And now a turnover out in front. Bradford jumps right back on it. But they need, now with 7 minutes left in the second period and then a whole third period to go, they need a point in this one. And now it's looking concerning with them down 3-1 here at their home ice at the CU Boulder Rec Center.
You know, I think down in the offensive zone, a lot of these players are getting really eager to try to keep the puck in the zone so they can try to cycle it around. This goalie is frustrating them. I mean, not letting up rebounds, doing a really solid job in the blue paint.
Down low, Champagne holding his net. Puck squirts behind it. Now on the left wing side, big hit there. Comes out to the high slot, played to Sullivan. That's the thing about this second period here.
A penalty to Colorado.
It's going to go against Sullivan for interference. Yes, it is. And I was just going to mention Sullivan, you know, oh no, this is going to go against UNLV for interfering with Sullivan.
Wow, I'm surprised because Sullivan got his hand up on one of the UNLV players.
That's Polinski, 28.
Number 28. He got his hand up on his mask. That penalty could have been called either way, so a really lucky break for these Colorado Buffaloes.
I was just about to mention, we've seen a lot of the first and second line because of the power play penalty kill units, but as we mentioned, Buffs have been best when their third and fourth lines have been out there on the ice, so we may see a change here on when that second unit comes out for Eric Ballard. Jarman on the half wall wins this back to Anders. Kardash on the blue line, skates into the high dot, back to Anders. Buffs really need a power play goal here. Anders skating in, high slot, avoids a checker. Back out to Kinsella. Anders again, Buff loses his stick. Anders skating in with it. Close play out in front. Loose puck, goal! Thomas Jarman puts it in the back of the net, and they will fight this goal call because the net was coming off the Mornings, but Buffs will cut it to 1 with 7:05 left in the second period, and that's exactly what they needed. How about that give and go?
Jake, something I was just about to say is that it's just a matter of time before the puck bounces right on one of the Colorado players' sticks. It was Jarman. He was waiting on the goal line area right to the right side of the net. The puck bounced right on his stick, and just an easy goal for him in the crease, and he was able to put it in the back of the net, and McDaniel was not happy. He was complaining that the net was knocked off, and the referees are talking about it here.
You know, we're watching the replay right now, Joe, and you see Anders go down low, give this puck to Jarman on the give and go. Anders' initial shot is stopped, and Jarman comes out from behind the net, and it's not Jarman's stick, but the goalie's pad who unfurls the net from its moorings. And what I will say is I don't know that Jarman scores that goal if the post holds. Yet it's the goalie who knocks that off. So fault whoever you will there, but the puck ends up in the back of the net because of it, and Colorado catches a lucky break.
Yeah, you know, if this was the NHL, I'm not sure that goal would count because the puck has to cross the line before the net comes off. They don't have the kind of replay technology that the NHL does, so if this is a higher up league, that could be called a no goal, but good break for the Buffs.
Yeah, 2 lucky breaks. I mean, a penalty that could have been called on the Buffaloes went the other way. UNLV ended up taking a penalty, and just a perfect setup on the power play for the Buffaloes, and then they were able to capitalize on what could have been a no-goal call, and now we have a 1-goal game.
And McDaniel's still spouting at the ref behind the play here. He's got to get his head back into this one. He can't do anything. They put the puck back in play, and Jarman's got 2 goals now on the night. Both, or 2 guys, 1 on each team, looking for the hat trick. Williams and Jarman Played through the neutral zone. Bauer stepping in across the left wing side. Back to Kinsella, looking for a shot. Tipped out in front. Never got in on McDaniel on the tip by Jarman. And another penalty this time coming against UNLV. And this looks like it's going to be a misconduct.
I didn't see the call, but if you're UNLV and you're taking misconducts at this point in the game, it's just
Isn't that a bench minor, the T right there?
Looks to me like
Yeah.
there were 6 UNLV players on the ice before he stepped into the box, so it could have been a too many men on the ice.
a bench penalty in some form or fashion.
So just what you couldn't have here, UNLV losing your composure because of a couple bad calls, and this is when it could spiral, and now Colorado has a chance to tie the game. 6:39 left in the second period, 2-3 hockey game. Puck comes out into the neutral zone off the face-off as the Buffs look for a cross-ice pass broken up by UNLV.
On the power play.
Something else it could have been is we noted that McDaniel was talking to the officials behind the play. Could have been a abuse of the official. We've seen it called a couple times in the NHL this season. You know, just a little too much bad talk to the officials.
Kardash hammers this puck loose out in front. Colorado couldn't jump up on that rebound. Jarman now Anders again to Kinsella on the blue line. He settles the puck down, plays it deep into the corner. Loose puck, and UNLV gets the clear with 1:18 left on the man advantage. Champagne leaves this puck for Eric Kardash, skating up the right wing side, now up the middle. Buffs have an easy break-in over the blue line. Kardash settles the puck down and skates towards the corner, and the pass to Bauer just could not be controlled, or else Bauer would have had a perfect opportunity to wind up a wrist shot.
And a good job by Bauer to stick with it and dive and poke that puck back to his defenseman. They could have had a 2-on-1 rush coming back the other way yet again.
I once had a coach tell me it's not about the mistakes you make, it's how you make up for the mistakes, and it was a good job by Bauer to make up for that mistake there.
Buffs need to regroup here on the power play. Nothing much coming of it off of the UNLV mental error. 30 seconds left on the man advantage. Adams, Hull, over the right wing side on the blue line. Shot saved by McDaniel easily into the chest.
Not a bad shot by Hull there. There's nothing wrong with getting an offensive zone draw on the power play, so pretty simple play made well.
If you're Colorado, you got to stick with your power play. Keep trying to get these one-timers up from the point, from the blue line. Try to get rebounds, have a bunch of guys crash the net, and just try to get it in the back of the net, just like the last goal.
I like this look for Eric Ballard. Cagnoni on for the draw with 23 seconds left in the power play. O'Brien on the right wing side. Watch O'Brien here. I think he's got a hot stick tonight. Hull to Adams. Thought about a slapper. Instead, he'll pull up. Down low, looking for a shot still. He leaves it for Hull. He risks one towards the front of the net. Stick to side, up top, high. And Jablin gets the rebound, comes off the half wall, and that will end the power play. Even strength hockey with 4:40 left in the second period. 2-3 hockey game. UNLV leading here in Boulder. O'Brien, right wing side, he's checked. Continues on, chugging against the end boards. Puck squirts free to Jablin, and he plays it to Weisbeck. Into the neutral zone. Hull has to chase this puck down, and he clears as Colorado comes off and makes some changes.
Jake, you were mentioning the decision to put O'Brien on the power play. I found that interesting. It seems to me his best chances come by using his speed on the rush, which isn't the kind of play you see a lot on a power play.
O'Brien, Reed Gregory can't control this puck in the high slot. Picks it up on the half wall, and O'Brien using that speed to chase this puck around the boards. Played up the half wall. Weisbeck, maybe a poor decision to pinch there. Cagnoni back checking. 2-on-2 rush, and that leads to a penalty on Colorado. I don't know why Weisbeck decided to pinch there, but that goes against Colorado, and with 3:52 left in the second period, UNLV goes to the power play.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Not the greatest pinch there by Weisbeck, and Colorado defense gets caught. UNLV another rush up the ice, and they look like they're very strong on their odd man advantages. Look for them to have a really strong power play here for the next 2 minutes or less.
Left wing side, out to the blue line, tipped very high in the slot, and Champagne was able to recover in time to make that save into the torso. Carolee plays this puck. Gruber there for Colorado, can't control it. And Robinson around the boards on the half wall now, controlled by the Rebels. They're setting up shop on this power play. Played out to the point for Ansif. He loses this puck, and they retreat into the neutral zone. Big check there as Carter goes crashing into the wall. He'll get off. Everyone changes for the Buffaloes. Near side, now far side. UNLV trying the zone on the power play, and Colorado making it very hard on them. They go wide and dump it. Around the wall. Picked up by Bagrilla. Blue line, and then shot and tipped out of play. 2:48 left in the second period, 56 seconds left on the man advantage.
Number 11, Fink for UNLV. For that whole half of the first half of the power play, he was floating around right in front of Champagne, had a really nice tip. But that's his area of the game. I guess he wants to be right in front of Colin Champagne on that setup.
Blue line played out in front, high slot, saved by Champagne. He's going post to post and found a way to get his pad back on it on the backside. Played down low on the half wall. And up top, shot, saved by Champagne again. And it comes out. This one's stoned by Champagne as well. A lot of easy saves there for Champagne consecutively, considering the power play. 14 left on the man advantage. Left wing side over the blue line. Space there for number 26, Toronto. Nothing comes of it. And now we're at even strength. Buffs making a change. UNLV's almost catches him. Kinsella stops what would have been a 3-0 breakaway. Now a 3-on-1 rush. Right wing side shot. Saved by Champagne. Rebound in! That one past Champagne on the stick of Cody Williams. And now it's a 4-2 game with 1:42 left in the second period. Champagne's holding his head, but there's nothing he could do. Bad change in the second period. Long change burns the Colorado Buffaloes.
A really good job by McDaniel back in goal. He made a stretch pass up the ice. One of the Colorado defensemen was able to interfere that pass. They would have had an odd man advantage, and then he got caught up. He fell down on the ice, in the middle of the ice, and UNLV was able to stick with it, and they still got their odd man rush up the ice.
It was remarkably similar to Williams' second goal. I believe that was his third of the evening. A falling Buffalo that leads to a 2-on-1 the other way with a left shot coming down the right side, getting the rebound right to Williams for the goal. Very, very similar to his second goal, and shot by Williams getting the hat trick.
Riley Williams got 2 goals. Cody Williams has 1. Just to make sure.
It's the Williams game.
It is the Williams game. Jarman left wing side. 76 seconds left in the second period. Puck out in front, and lost there, picked up by UNLV. Left wing boards, number 12, UNLV against number 8, Colorado. Puck rimmed around the wall. Weisbeck leaves this puck for Anders. To Bauer, up ice, kicked in on goal, and saved by McDaniel, who gets a little snow shower afterward. And here we go.
Yeah, Bauer gave McDaniel a little bit of a snow shower with his skate there, and you could see immediately McDaniel was not happy with it.
I mean, props to UNLV this period. They've gotten their opportunities, they've gotten their odd man rushes, and that's been the story of this game. They've been capitalizing on their opportunities.
Offensive zone draw. UNLV will win it back in their own D zone. O'Brien steals this puck. Quick play out front. McDaniel dives, loses his net. Puck's out front in the low crease, or the low slot rather, and it's cleared. It was a dangerous play by the goalie McDaniel, but it pays off. Risk first reward. That's what we get with Las Vegas. Nice moves here by the D1 transfer Curley. Leaves this puck at the blue line. And Cagnoni clears. O'Brien with one last rush. 4 left in the period. Forehand, backhand move towards the center of the ice. He can't get a shot off. And the period will end 4-2 hockey game in favor of the UNLV Skating Rebels. We'll be back for the third period of hockey right here on Buff Sports Live. Welcome back to Buff Sports Live. That is Jake Shapiro, Joey Shapiro, Ben Wells, bringing you this hockey game between the Colorado Buffaloes and the UNLV Skating Rebels 4-2. The boys from Vegas are taking this one. And welcome in all of our friends and fans out in Las Vegas. And I do want to apologize because your number 9, Cody Williams, does have that hat trick. Ben Wells was right. I got him and his brother Riley. I assume their brother's confused. Either way, thanks to everyone out there listening, and sorry about your Vegas Golden Knights tonight, but, you know, they always win at home. The house always wins in Vegas. That's what I don't know if anyone's made that joke yet, but the house always wins in Vegas, and that's hold true with the Golden Knights. Colin Champagne getting ready to come back out onto the ice. He was, well, let's be honest, he was throwing a tantrum coming off the ice last period, and, you know, I walked by the locker room to get some stats, and Champagne was maybe the most frustrated I've ever seen him, and the 4 goals are not because of Colin Champagne.
No, I do not blame these goals on Colin Champagne. I blame it on the sloppiness of CU as a team. Their defensemen and their forwards are getting way too eager down in the offensive zone. The defensemen are maybe making pinches that they probably shouldn't. It's leading to odd man advantages up the ice, and you got to give credit where credit's due. UNLV has been taking advantage of those odd man rushes in this game, and all 4 goals are off odd man rushes and rebounds and right in front of Colin Champagne, and we can't blame this game on him. If the Buffs want to turn this around, they're going to have to use their entire team. Skate with the puck. You got a really aggressive forecheck UNLV is running. Skate with the puck. Go around them. These Colorado forwards, they have great skating ability, and they got to use that in this game. Dump the puck if a pass isn't there and try to get some cycling going. CU can do it. They can come back from 2 goals. We saw CSU come back from 2 goals with a minute left versus CU. But you got to turn it around as a team. It starts as a team.
4 goals on 4 goals on 15 shots for UNLV, 21 shots for Colorado with their 2 goals. The hat trick for Williams in this game. The other goal came from number 20, Bagrelia, and for Colorado, Jarman's got both goals, and that last penalty of last period was an unsportsmanlike conduct, not a bench minor for UNLV, and losing their cool didn't end up costing them anything here, as we've got a 2-goal game with 10 seconds expired in the 3rd period.
1 bounce, and this is a 1-goal game, so both of these sides can't afford to take dumb penalties here in the 3rd period.
1 bounce, and it's a 3-goal game. We could do this 2 bounces, and it's a 4-goal game.
Math is fun, isn't it, boys?
We could do this all night. Played into their own zone. Trace Javelin now on the puck for Colorado off the giveaway. Luke Carter there chasing as well. Buffs laying the bodies down here to start the 3rd period. Right wing side. Stifled at the line was Kapusky. And down deep, Kinsella has to play it along his end wall. Checking behind the cage. Loose puck. Picked up by Joseph Kinsella on the backhand. Skating with it. Gives to Trace Javelin. Up ice. He crisscrosses with Bauer. Loses the puck. And now back the other way again. UNLV will dump this puck. Colorado will complete their line change. Kardash has this puck on the breakout. Intercepted. Some sloppy passing there. And Trace Javelin just has to put this into the neutral zone. Buffs have struggled all game with the forecheck of UNLV. You wonder when they will back off up 2 goals, and how much that will affect their game plan.
The Buffs break out. UNLV is leaving that weak side guy open. If Colorado can just skate around 1 guy and hit that weak side man, they almost have a guaranteed odd man rush because of the aggressiveness.
Robinson takes this puck in the neutral zone, backhands it into the end wall, and Jarman chasing, turnover behind the net. Bauer on the puck for Colorado, played out in front. UNLV jumps on it, and it comes into the neutral zone where Robinson gathers it in again and slaps it in on the net. Easy glove down there by McDaniel, and played on in their own zone. UNLV up the left wing side. Kardash gloves this puck down, plays it through the middle. Turnover there, but Colorado right back on it. Matt Anders to Jarman. Other side to Bauer. Pass broken up through the middle. And skating with it down the left wing side is Sachs. Loses it Takes it behind the net, looks for a wraparound on the bank attempt from Champagne, and he makes the save. Bauer on the right wing side at the end of his shift will leave this to Jarman in the high slot, backhand towards the front of the net. Some confusion there. Bauer wanted a penalty, no call there, as he'll run to the boards and make a big hit. Cagnoni. Bad pass there, and Weisbeck has to retreat.
On that last rush for UNLV, Sachs had his head down just for a split second. Weisbeck lost his edge, and if his head was up, he would have been able to see that the defenseman was down.
O'Brien, nice dipsy-dazzle move. Forces the defenseman to lose his stick, and UNLV doesn't even have an issue breaking this puck up. Curley, right wing side, backhand pass towards the middle, broken up there.
It's gonna
hit behind the play.
Penalty on O'Brien.
Yeah, and then there was that penalty on O'Brien as well. Hull got taken out as well. And with 17:09 left in the third period, Colorado putting themselves in a place they don't want to be in. That's their penalty box just right next to their bench.
Not a bad play by O'Brien at first. He sees that this could potentially be an odd man rush for UNLV, but gets a little too aggressive with his stick on the back check, and as a result takes a penalty, and a great opportunity here for UNLV to potentially put the game away.
Power play for UNLV. Left wing side. And out to the blue line. Shot saved by Champagne. He gathers in his own rebound. Couldn't glove it down initially and hold. 16:53 John occurring here in the corner with 1:44 left on the power play.
Colorado's got to be careful not to take any more penalties. You got 17 minutes left in this game. UNLV is 0 for 4 so far on the power play this game. They've had some really good chances on the power play, and this is a dangerous one to give them indeed.
Gruber on the draw for Colorado, one back by UNLV, generating from the left wing side. Shot goes wide, looking for a tip perhaps out in front, and now played back to the near side wing. Shot by Sachs goes off Kinsella, and Sachs ridden hard to the boards by Gruber. Puck squirts out into the neutral zone. Carter on it with some momentum, loses the puck though, and UNLV back the other way quickly. Carter jumps off the ice. Colorado makes one change. Can't make more than that though. 1:15 left on the power play. Gruber forces a turnaround. Sachs takes a hard hit there, and he goes down right away. And there'll be a penalty on George Gruber here. He was kicked out of a game pretty recently for a bad hit, and this one looks like it really hurt Sachs.
Not a smart play there by Gruber. He did a good job pursuing Sachs and making it, stick-on-stick contact, trying to interrupt him, but then he must have just got frustrated, went for the hit, and Sachs turned at a bad time, and as a result, Gruber takes a bad penalty.
Frustration indeed for these Colorado Buffaloes. I mean, first penalty isn't one you want to take, and then they take another one there.
I could see that being a penalty, but I don't think that's a penalty because that's a classic play with a guy spinning across the wall, and how is George Gruber supposed to know that he's going to spin and put his back towards the boards? I hate that call in hockey. Obviously, it's a dangerous play, but if you're the player, you can't put yourself in the position where you flash your back to the boards, and Gruber's in the box for 5 minutes, and I disagree with that call. That's a terrible call. At the most, that's a 2-minute boarding call, but I don't think that's a boarding call at all.
You go back just a few years ago, and that's not a penalty at all. The guy he shouldn't be spinning in that situation.
So 5-on-3 for 1 minute and 5 seconds, and then more time on the power play after that. 4 minutes of power play time after that. 5-minute major to George Gruber. No misconduct, perhaps, as it looks like he skated off pretty easily. Out to the blue line. Champagne loses his net, but UNLV unable to capitalize there. Out to the point. Played to the near side. 5-on-3. They're passing it around like Harlem Globetrotters. UNLV with the shot towards the net, and it squirts out into the corner. Kardash trying to ease up this time for Colin Champagne, and it goes behind the net. Anxious moments for Colorado. Robinson clears it around the wall. Picked up there by Curley. To the near side wall and wide open on the far side. Shot from the left wing side. Tipped out in front. Never got to Champagne. And back on the left wing side again. Out to the point. Curley plays this down low. Shot goes off the post. Oh, it got behind Champagne. Curley again with it on the point. High dot. Leaves it to the near side. Down low. Champagne jumps up. Makes this stop out in front. And it ends up in the back of the net. 15 left in the third period. UNLV cashes on the 5-on-3 to make it 5-2, and this one looks all but over the way Colorado is playing.
Beautiful puck movement there from UNLV. They worked it around. They hit one post. They stuck with it. They were able to get Champaign totally out of position, had a wide open net, and yet another goal scored right in front of the goalie in the blue paint area. I agree with you, Jake. I don't know about a penalty call on that boarding, especially not a 5-minute major. Perhaps they said that Gruber didn't let up, but do not agree with the call whatsoever.
I mean, we saw the replay a few times. A 5-minute major obviously hurts you so many ways there, especially in the third period, and makes it a 5-on-3. But Colorado got gifted a penalty earlier in the game and scored on that power play, so I guess you call it even.
Right after what could have been a penalty on them, they got a power play.
So, and they scored on it just like UNLV did.
When the net might have been off the moorings.
Right. They got all the breaks in the world there, so you call it even, but you still hate to see it. And I mean, honestly, I hope Sachs is okay too. We haven't seen him yet. That's obviously more important than any of the rest of it. 3:18 left on the power play for UNLV. They can score as many times as they want on it. Toe drag move here, very fancy by 34 Pearson as he entered the zone. Back out to the blue line. Play to the weak side. And now up top, slap shot kicked away out in front by Pippin Weisbeck. Reed Gregory clears the zone.
Champagne's got to be careful. I saw him take a bit of a whack there to UNLV ankle, and
Frustration.
He keeps that up. That could be another bad penalty for Colorado.
There's Jake Sachs.
2 whacks from Champaign there.
There's Jake Sachs with the puck right there. Lost it. Came up into the netting, and we'll have a face-off. Good to see him back on the ice.
Yeah, great to see him back on the ice. It's a dangerous play going into the boards like that, and of course, it's happened to me.
It happened to you almost every time I watched you play.
Yeah. Well, when you're 5'5" and you're playing against big guys, it tends to happen.
Bradford wins this puck away. Couldn't clear the zone, though, and Reed Gregory had already jumped it. Buffs get back into position here on the right wing side for UNLV. They'll quarterback this power play, settle down as they set up the umbrella. Back out to the point. Now near side, slap shot in. Oh, bar down there from Elijah Bagrilia, and that's his second goal of the game. And wow, what a beauty.
That might be the prettiest goal UNLV scored besides their great passing play. You know, a lot of their goals have been scored right in the crease, you know, jamming it away from Champaign, but that was just a fantastic shot.
Yeah,
no goalie's going to stop that.
Absolutely beautiful, and that's the first goal scored by UNLV that was not right in front of Colin Champaign. Nonetheless, I mean, just an absolute rocket. Don't think Champaign had much of a chance on that one.
So we're up to 6 goals on give or take 20 shots, and none of them have been Colin Champagne's fault. It's kind of ludicrous, and it's not like I'm a Colin Champagne homer. These power plays have just been greatly executed by UNLV here the last few minutes, and their rush opportunities have been cashed again from the point here, setting up UNLV. Curley, near side, the goal scorer, trying to maybe get a hat trick there to match his teammate Williams, is Bagrilia. On the year, that's his 18th and 19th goal. So, or no, I'm sorry, that's the amount of games he's played. That's his 15th and 16th goals of the year. He's got 25 points now. I think he's picked up a few assists in this game as well, so he may have more than that. 1:29 left on the man advantage for UNLV. Colorado hoists it the length of the ice, down 4 goals with 12:40 left in the third period. Some fans headed for the exits. And Pippin Weisbeck plays this up the near side. And Colorado gets another change. No energy now out of the Buffs bench. Players just dead. And they need something, anything to spark a comeback. It's not unheard of to score 4 goals in the third period, especially in club hockey at the college level, but you need to have some more intensity than this if you're going to do it.
Yeah, the way this one looks, it doesn't look like that's going to happen.
Hull down low, loses this puck, played out to the near side wing. Shot blocked aside by Hull, never got in on Champaign. And Jonah Pearson loses this puck as Bauer chases.
Something I've noticed from the Colorado defenseman, UNLV is getting right in front of Champaign and screening him. And when you're a Colorado defenseman, you never want to let the screener get right in front of the goalie. You want to be behind him, not in front of him, or you don't want to be there at all because it creates more havoc in front of the goalie.
Sachs plays this puck to Pearson, cross ice, and tipped out of play before it got to Champagne. 11:28 left in the third period, 6-2. And 11 left on the 5-minute major to George Gruber, who now stands in the penalty box, probably disappointed in himself just as much as anything. Face-off won by UNLV. Final moments on this power play, goes behind Champagne, and he doesn't really know where it is, but he made the stop.
Imagine if that one went in. Would have been another just bad break for the Buffs, but you know, a lot of times the breaks and the luck that you get is reflective on performance, and they've not put together a good product on the ice, so something like that, you would almost think that they deserve it because of how poorly they've played in this game.
Face-off won, and finally we're back at even strength for Colorado. Behind the net, now played out in front. Adams on the puck. Carter, Gruber. Gruber again behind the wall. Carter lays on the body. And Gruber chasing. He wanted to play the body, instead has to play the puck. UNLV let up there. Carter behind the net. Javelin there working well. Puck in between Javelin's skates, still loose. And it squirts out to the half wall. Big hit there, George Gruber. He takes a hit from behind. I don't know how that's not a cross-checking penalty, but refs need to be careful here because this one could get out of control real quick the way this one is headed.
Yeah, you know, it always seems to be in the blowouts where the last 5 minutes or so of a game, the team that's down will start to get frustrated and get a little chippy, and then things could erupt, and that's what we want to avoid. You never like to see people into fights and getting hurt.
Puck played out to the blue line. Kardash with a shot towards the net. Never got there, went off the glass. Robinson plays it with the hand towards Bauer. And Jarman fighting for it on the wall. Comes back into the neutral zone. Champagne out of his own net, played to Robinson. Up ice. And Jarman to the far side for Bauer, leaves this puck Kardash. And that was a slew foot. Kardash just took a big-time slew foot from 26 in UNLV. That was Chase Tortino, and now we've got some stuff behind the play as the cage comes crashing in on the goaltender. And like I said 2 minutes ago, the refs need to control it, and look what happened. Just stupid. Champagne's at center ice. Watch that as well.
Yeah, if you're calling Champagne, you don't want to be getting involved in this.
And Champagne wants it.
And the goalie's trying to call him over. That's McDaniel for UNLV. He was waving him on. Of course, a goalie, if he goes past center ice in a situation like this, he gets a penalty.
Yeah, McDaniel's trying to act like the big man, but can't be calling for a fight and then not going to the fight.
You could kind of get the sense something was brewing. Jarman was John getting his little whacks in there with number 36 there of UNLV. And then that same player of UNLV went after and took a slew foot on Kardash, and then the net went over and just all heck broke loose there.
Champagne and McDaniel are still jawing, and McDaniel just keeps waving him away, and now we might get something. McDaniel's skating towards center ice, and Champagne's on the dot. The referees are going to try and break this up. McDaniel is just tempting fate right now with Colin Champagne, and I don't like that. That's taunting, if anything.
Champagne's clearly willing, and McDaniel is also willing, at least, willing to sit in his own zone safely and taunt Champagne when he's up 6-2.
That all started because Jarman threw a guy onto the back of the net. It was kind of in the course of play, but UNLV took exception to it, and Champagne and McDaniel are still going at it at the length of the ice. I don't know where Colin Champagne's stick is. Do you guys?
No.
That's weird.
If you're Colorado, you're down 6-2 here. You got 10 minutes left to play, and of course, as Jake mentioned, they have 6-week break after this game.
Well, that's what time it is.
You do not want to be taking a penalty or getting kicked out of this game and having it cost you 6 weeks from today. That would just be stupid for your team.
Especially in a game that has become pretty meaningless at this point. And now McDaniel shoots the puck down at Champaign.
If you want to make UNLV pay, you score some goals. Try to tie up the game. You don't do something stupid that could cost your team next game.
McDaniel is tempting fate a lot. You know, he might be taunting Champaign, but when you go after another team's goalie, regardless if it's physical or verbal, you go after the whole team, and there's probably going to be a lot of CU players that are going to be in and around McDaniel these last 10 minutes. And don't be surprised if that's the only brawl that erupts, and if another one comes out, watch out for one to go straight for McDaniel.
And there's no doubt these Buffaloes are frustrated in a game that was really even pretty much to halfway mark of the second period. The Buffs just let slip away from them. They let up a lot of odd man opportunities, and Champagne's still yelling at McDaniel here.
And one of these penalties will go against Colin. For I don't know for what. I don't know how you could give Champaign. You could give every single player else besides Champaign a penalty on that, I think. I mean, unless you're calling an unsportsmanlike conduct on him, you'd have to give it the other way as well.
Right, you had McDaniel taunting him.
It's like giving only one player a fighting
Ballard
major.
is
Takes
not
two
happy.
to tango.
You can hear Ballard yelling from the bench. But yeah, you're right, it takes two to tango.
So
you got to call the game both ways, and the referees can't let this game get out of control.
So right now we've got two guys in the box, and they put another Colorado player in the box. So Colorado gets the penalty in all this, which they probably should be shorthanded. But I don't know why Colin Champagne's the only player that actually it's matching minors, and then Champaign gets a penalty, and Ballard's going at it with the ref right now. I mean, I don't blame him. How do you give Colin Champaign a penalty and all that? It's just dumb. Did they get the goalies confused? So we play on. Carter takes a run at a player.
You got three
Bates
Buffs
him.
at center ice waiting for UNLV to come up the ice on the penalty kill. Really passive.
Yeah, you rarely see this from Colorado. And offsides at the line, whistle. And nothing here.
This is one of those games where you start to get the sense that every time the whistle's blown, something could happen. Every time I hear a whistle now, I'm nervous and thinking, okay, who's going to get into a fight now?
And still 9 minutes left in this game, which at this point is a lot of time.
Yeah, seems like things have settled down here. Another offsides for UNLV. And maybe that's what Colorado needed to do, is stop forechecking earlier, because UNLV can't get it across the blue line with CU basically in a trap here.
But as soon as this penalty is over, look for them to jump up in the play and start getting really aggressive again.
So Anders and one of the UNLV players get double minors for roughing, and Champaign gets the extra penalty, is what comes of all that mess. Gruber has already served a 5-minute major in this game, hasn't been kicked out chasing this. And he took a big lick at someone his last shift as well. And, oh man, that was one of the worst slew foots I've ever seen. Gruber at center ice just absolutely got taken down brutally by one of the UNLV players, and if that guy doesn't get kicked out, I don't know what's going to happen. That was pathetic. You're up 6-2. Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
And
From
Gruber hasn't moved.
UNLV's perspective, you're up 6-2, and there's literally zero reason to be taking penalties or taking cheap shots at this point in the game. And a slew foot like that will absolutely hurt a player. I mean, your knee and your leg can only take so much pressure before it gives in, and when you're skating almost full speed and you have the weight of both players, it causes a lot of pressure on the leg, and that can be a really, really dangerous play. And I hope to see him get up here within the next minute.
The only excuse I could possibly think of is that the UNLV player doesn't have his head up. But, I mean, when you're on a power play and it's crowded like that, you've got to have your head up.
I mean, that was blatant disrespect for a fellow player on the ice. That is not hockey etiquette. I mean, that's what. I mean, he got completely taken off the ice
And
by a
it
slew
looks like
foot.
he's getting the game here, maybe. I would hope so.
I think if you give Gruber a 5-minute major for that hit before, I think you give this
Right.
guy the game.
And he's getting kicked off here. Is that number 12, Sachs?
That's Sachs, who took the 5-minute major from the hit by Gruber. So he took his number and then went and hurt Gruber.
Just
That's
dirty
pathetic.
play.
Pathetic. And Gruber can't even move.
Unbelievable.
Captain of the Colorado Buffaloes. They're already down John Nitchin and their defenseman. Yeah, slap him on the leg. Yeah, real great sportsmanship. How about, where was that 3 minutes ago? John Nitchin and they're down Matt Hefter, two of their big players.
Putting zero weight on his leg.
Yeah, he's hurt.
But if you're Colorado, now you have a 5-minute major, you could score 2-3 goals and still have a power play within that time. You can score as many goals as you want.
It'll be 4-on-4 for 48 seconds here because Colin Champagne once again has a penalty for no
Right.
reason. But
If you're the referees, you need to get control of this game and call it both ways. I'm really happy to see that guy got the game. For the sake of keeping this game clean, from trying to keep guys from getting hurt.
right,
But
that's why
ridiculous.
I'm upset, because I don't really care about who gets the penalties or power plays, but that's exactly what I was trying to avoid 6 minutes ago when I said the refs need to get this game under control. They
Right, and
didn't,
now you have
and
a
now
guy
you have a
down.
player who has a serious leg injury, perhaps, and that's pathetic. Hull Weisbeck at the point. Puck squirts out into the neutral zone. 4-on-4 hockey for 40 seconds.
I would say, fortunately for Sachs, he got the game. If he had been left in this game, they would have taken his number, and he could have gotten seriously hurt in
That's
a
for
fight
sure.
at some point. He's probably honestly grateful that for a play that stupid that he did get the game.
I don't know if his coach would have let him back on the ice.
But dumb from him, because now he's going to cost his team for the next game. He could be suspended for the next game. And you're up 6-2 here. Why? Why?
8:01 left in the third period, 13 seconds left of 4-on-4 time, and it seems like so far in this 4-on-4, Colorado's just as entertained to go after the players of UNLV as they are to try and score some goals.
Yeah, 5-minute major with 8 minutes left of the 4-goal deficit. This is an opportunity to at least, give themselves some pride. Maybe make it a 2-goal game instead of a 4-goal game. And, maybe give themselves something to clap themselves on the back about what's been a pretty weak performance. So that should be their primary concern, is trying to score some goals.
8 seconds, then Colorado gets the major penalty, the major power play advantage. Reed Gregory into the corner, chasing this puck. And a trip there, no call. Matt Adams gets control of the puck for Colorado, looking backdoor right away on the power play. Instead, Hull plays this puck down low and played out to Adams. Thought about winding it up. Reed Gregory instead, far side for Jablin. He loses the pass. And back out to Hull. He risked it from the point. Saved by McDaniel and out into the netting. You've seen Reed Gregory here. That's the normal spot of George Gruber on the power play. And Gruber is actually standing up. It looks like he's got his skates on. He's behind the bench of Colorado off the ice. That's really good to see, because it did not look like he'd be able to stand for quite some time. But what I will say for Colorado is they're down their second and third line centers that they started the year with right now, with John Nitchin out and George Gruber out. So Matt Anders is probably going to take a lot of faceoffs here. You're already seeing Trace Jablin in the dot. He's a wing generally. So Colorado having to make some adjustments from what was their plan. But you heard it off the top. Eric Ballard loves the depth of his team, but that center spot is so valuable. Not everyone can take those dots. Back the other way, shorthanded opportunity for UNLV. Adams breaks it up and played across and offsides.
And Jake, you mentioned that he was standing up. This is the type of injury that's going to hurt later on. It's going to absolutely hurt, maybe twice as much. When you're still playing and if you're walking around a little bit and with all the adrenaline, it's not going to hurt as much.
Well,
when he gets home and gets in bed,
I was worried about a torn ACL, honestly, the way he got hurt. I mean, yeah, you might have a huge bruise or something like that, but I was worried
bone
about
bruise for sure.
Yeah, I was worried about serious ligament damage the way he got tangled up.
Could be still.
Puck squirts out in the neutral zone. And down the right wing side, Jablin towards the front of the net. Rim it around to Adams. He takes a hit. Across the blue line to Hull. He takes a hit as well. Jarman, right wing side. He'll play this puck to the high slot. Loses it. Adams tries to control it. Instead, Jarman along the wall to Jablin. He loses the puck. And two players tangled up behind the play as the puck comes out into the neutral zone. Buffs make a change. Cagnoni across the blue line, left wing side, towards the front of the net, and puck goes free to the right wing boards. UNLV gets a clear.
By Cagnoni to drop his shoulder and come with a lot of his body weight, putting it into the UNLV player. A real power move from him and a nice play.
Bauer loses this puck, it's cleared the length. Champagne comes out to play it. Cagnoni across the red to Bauer across the blue. Right wing shot. That one saved with the stick up high by McDaniel. Squirts to the half wall. 5:33 left in the game. 1:56 left in the 5-minute power play for Colorado. No goals thus far. Kinsella along the wall. Cagnoni up high now. He risked this one towards the front of the net. Loose puck. Never got to McDaniel. Tipped out in front. And down low now. Kardash, his shot. Rebound. Juicy, but nobody there for the Buffs on the doorstep.
Number 23, John, for UNLV, had some words for one of the Colorado players away from the puck.
Jablin over the blue line. Forehand, backhand move towards the front of the net. Plays it along the wall. Keeps it. Jablin to the point now for Kinsella. Looks at the clock, then gives right back to Jablin. Right wing side. Sets up, back to Kinsella. Slapper goes wide. You know, if Colorado can score here in the next few seconds, they might pull their goalie. Down 3 goals with this power play still. Kardash. Wrister off both posts. Loose puck out in front, and it goes behind the net. I don't know how that didn't go in. It went post to post behind McDaniel.
I thought you did an anti-jinx there for a moment, Jake. You said if they score, and then I thought they'd scored about 3 seconds after that.
Yeah, that was almost unbelievable. Matt Adams takes a big hit behind the cage. O'Brien there for the Buffs. Loses the puck, and it's cleared the length by the Rebels.
About 4 minutes left now. Main thing I'm hoping for, honestly, is just everyone gets home safely. It's gotten to be a pretty ugly game in all honesty, and I'm just hoping no one else gets hurt.
And George Gruber walking behind the bench still. He's headed towards the locker room, all under his own power. And Adams carries it for Colorado. Even strength hockey here in 1 second, and we're back to even. Final 3:35 of this game. And at the blue line, played across, lost edge. And Doyle to the near side. Robinson loses this. O'Brien up ice for Colorado, plays it to himself, chases, and good play there by the UNLV defenders to pinch in there on O'Brien. Robinson gloves this puck over the blue line, had to wait for Bradford to the center of the ice, couldn't find Sullivan, and Weisbeck forces them to turn back. Sullivan chasing this one. And UNLV behind their own net. Slow up ice on the left wing side. Weisbeck plays it. And quick up to Cagnoni. He's got Reed Gregory with him. Plays it on to Gregory. They pass it back. Too much passing there for Colorado. And turnover And back the other way. 3-on-2 developing with Cagnoni on the backtrack. And to the high slot, slapper, whiff, and cleared to the neutral zone at least. Bouncing puck, high slot. I think this one came out of play with 2:01 left. And Anders, as well as one of the UNLV players, step out of the box.
A game Colorado is going to want to quickly forget, just passes that aren't working. Not a whole lot going for them. I would say really their biggest area of weakness at this game is the breakouts. They're having a tough time even breaking out of the zone, and you can't do much else when you can't get it out of your own zone.
Jarman ices this puck.
A lot of blind passes this game to nobody.
You know, that's the biggest difference between these two teams is they both did that a lot in the first period, and as a result, the score is 1-1 heading into the second. But while Colorado's continued to do that, UNLV sort of got their head in the game, and they're making a lot less sloppy plays now, and they've run away with it since then.
Behind the net of Champaign. 100 seconds left in this hockey game. Hasn't been much hockey in the third period, just a lot of fighting. And Jarman avoids a hit, breakaway the other way, in on Champaign, hits the post. It's the first good scoring opportunity we've seen in a while, and Anders back the other way, finds Bauer right wing side. He misses the pass. Out in front, Jarman, and McDaniel freezes.
And the puck looks like a hot potato out there right now. Just bouncing off of these Colorado players' sticks, and this is a game you got 6 weeks after this game to think about the performance you had tonight. And the Buffs are gonna have to get a lot of practices in, and this is gonna be a game that they're not gonna want to remember, and a game that could end up costing them in the standings.
Yep, this is gonna hurt Colorado. They came in ranked 8th. UNLV 12th. I wouldn't be surprised to see these two teams switch. Colorado on a major losing streak here. They'll drop 3 in a row, and I believe 4 or 5 of their last 7 or 8. I don't have the precise numbers in front of me, but either way, it's been a bad stretch of about 8 games for Colorado entering winter break, and it's really hurt them. This is a team that Eric Ballard and the Buffs themselves thought we're going to do some special things this year. There's still time, but Jablin makes a sweet move over the blue line, and they jab towards the net, and McDaniel freezes it in a face wash. 36.5 left. Trace Jablin would have scored a highlight reel goal had he completed that move.
If you're the refs, you've got to blow that whistle quickly. The fact that they let the Colorado players try to jam it by McDaniel for so long, it's only going to create more problems, as you can see here. If they'd blown that whistle quickly, there likely wouldn't have been a large problem, but now we've got players who want to drop the gloves yet again.
Just a beautiful toe drag from Jablin. Something you want to see in a game like this. You want to see a player trying to score a goal and not trying to go for those hits or anything. And you don't blame him for trying to poke the puck in the back of the net.
Matching minors, one of them too, Jablin. So, he makes that beautiful play, and as a result, gets a penalty for it, almost.
.5, 6-2 hockey game. UNLV gonna win this one. The question is when. Played through the neutral zone. Luke Carter over the blue line. Final rush for Colorado perhaps, and his shot goes wide. With Bradford crashing behind the play, he takes a big-time slash. And now McDaniel's going after Bradford, and here we go again.
McDaniel's just hit Bradford in the face.
And now Adams, they just threw the goalie stick. Are you kidding me? McDaniel just threw his goalie stick at Bradford.
We might have a fight here at the blue line.
Adams is going. The face masks are off. You've got a right being thrown. Here we go. Number 14 for UNLV. Silveira with right. He's got Adams in a headlock. A right by Silveira, another right. He's got his cage undone. Champagne wants to go as well, and finally they'll break this one up.
McDaniel was
It didn't
heading
look
out
like
to
Adam-
talk to Champagne again.
It didn't look like Adams wanted to fight there.
Right, it didn't look like he dropped the gloves at all
And
on that
Champagne's
fight.
gloves are off. This is a joke.
I mean, they're going after these Colorado players right here.
Champagne's
This
got
is
all of his
embarrassing.
equipment off.
You can see McDaniel, he's toying with Champagne yet again from the safety of his own net.
I mean, Adams didn't take his helmet off. It got taken off
Champagne's
of
getting
him.
the game here. It might look like, I don't know, it looked like they might have kicked him out of this game to me. Yeah, he's skating off.
They should. I don't know why I would leave either of these players in with 9 seconds left. But what a pathetic performance by Mike McDaniel right there. I mean, I've never seen a player throw his goalie stick at another player.
Not only that, but he hit, who was that, Bradford, right in the face. I mean, just a cheap shot. He wasn't expecting it. He wasn't looking there. Just absolutely embarrassing from this UNLV team. Going after players, you're up 6-2, and there's no reason for that.
It's not CU going after these guys at all.
Right, they're just trying to defend themselves. This fight that we saw at the blue line, it didn't even look like the Colorado player dropped his gloves at all. Either one of them.
The only time I've ever seen a player in a hockey game that's less willing to back up his words with action than the UNLV goalie McDaniel is Brad Marchand of the Boston Bruins. He's always jawing, but he never wants to drop the gloves and defend himself.
You're a fucking pussy!
And that's what McDaniel is doing. He's just sitting there in his net yelling at Champagne, who wants to... Champagne was wanting to go after him, but he just stood there in his net yelling at Champagne, not willing to do anything about it, just wanting to get under his skin.
You gonna show your gloves at me too and pretend you want to dance, huh, bitch? You're fucking cute. Some fans getting into it here. 9.5 left, 6-2 hockey game. A lot of penalties on the board.
You know, I would say the only reason why no CU players really gone after McDaniel so far is...
He's going after them.
Well, the only reason they haven't done anything to him is because, you know, they're showing at least some semblance of honor and not wanting to go after a goalie, because there's, you know, an unwritten rule really where you just don't go after another team's goalie.
Just absolutely pathetic.
9.5 left. And that one will end it. 6-2 hockey game in Boulder, Colorado. Be a lot of questions for the referees and the players. These two teams will, I don't know if they're going to shake hands or not after this one, but 6-2 is the final here in Boulder. For Joey Shapiro, Ben Wells, I'm Jake Shapiro. Thanks for tuning in on Buff Sports Live. We'll have all your CU Buffs hockey's broadcast here on Buff Sports Live, including the Division II team tomorrow, which takes on Metro State. Surely that game will be a little bit more professional than this one, and we will see you then.